Hi, it's Anne. Thanks for stopping by. I had a bunch of little paper strips left over, and they're all inked and everything. I had them in a basket because I had them left over from making these twisted ribbon tags and cards. I will put a link to that in case you missed that. And if you're interested in this technique, it's quite easy. But you use a lot of these little different paper strips. I made quite a few of these. I wanted to do something different, so I was playing around with some different ideas, and this is one that that just occurred to me. So I thought we would try it together. What I want to do is I want to create a little bit of a trellis, a little bit of a weaving situation on what I'm going to stitch this into a signature. So here's a page that will be part of a future journal. An old book page. I smeared a little bit of gesso front and back just to kind of kick the intensity of the text back. And I'm going to build, I'm just going to build like a little woven trellis here. And we're just going to see how it looks. And then I have an idea for what I want to do with that. So these are just little offcuts. And I will probably ink the ends because I'm going to be tearing some of them off. So I'll keep my dauber handy here. And I think I want to have 4 across and 4 vertically and 5 horizontally, but we'll just see how much room there is. And I've got enough contrast between this book page and this, and they do not need to be the same length. In fact, I think I kind of like a little bit of contrast there. This inking hardly matters on some of this patterned paper, but so a combination of book page and scrapbook offcuts and a little bit of some of this. This might be better. I'll take the longer ones to go up and down. What about that? That would be nice. So I'm going with nothing is matchy in this one. That's for sure. Now I think because I want to do this weaving, I think I'm going to anchor down the tops of these strips. And art glitter glue, which has no glitter in it, is a very fast drying glue, and I think that's gonna suit our purposes here. I'm intentionally putting these paper strips, double layer there, I'm intentionally putting them a short distance away from one another. And I think that's going to work in the final analysis, but we'll see. I don't know, it could be terrible. But what you see is what you get here. All right, there's those 4. And then I'm just going to start weaving some of these. This is embossed a little bit. And I choose them first. That color might be a little in your face, but you know what? I think I might be okay with it also. There's another embossed piece, and then I pull another piece of book page here. And if I've got room for one more, yeah, might not have room for that 5th one, but we'll see. Okay, now let the weaving begin. I'm going to anchor down that side. Pull these aside. And I'm going to try to anchor only on the ends, because I want there to be some looseness in the middle. I might have to go in and anchor them a little bit more with the nozzle of my glue, but we'll see. Because when I was thinking of this as a trellis, trellises have things growing on them, clinging to them. And a little dab of glue there. This is making me think of making a cherry pie with a lattice top. Why is it the cherry pies are the ones with lattice tops? There's all kinds of other fruit pies there, but it seems like cherries are the ones with the pastry that bakers weave on top. You know, I'm always talking about the cooking shows. We enjoy cooking shows so much, and baking shows. And every once in a while, if there's somebody making a cherry pie and they try to sneak by with just laying the pieces on top of each other like that, and the judges always catch them out. The bakers that do the best are the ones that do the true weaving. All right, this one is going over. You can see what I'm doing here. This is something you've all been doing for ages, I know. You just go get your base pieces anchored down, and then this one goes over and under, and this one goes under and over. So no rocket science here. Okay, this one starts by going under. There we go. I talked about how easy it is, and I start to mess it up myself. There we go. I'm getting this awful close to the edge here. So maybe I was overly ambitious in my wanting to use all this real estate on this page, but we'll see. Okay, this one went under, so the last one is going to go over. And we're going to come down. Why is my phone buzzing? And there that one goes. And then we're going to try this idea of how we can make this little trellis actually useful to us with our junk journal elements. A little conscious of the fact that this could catch on things, but let's get it kind of in position first with our little things we want to tuck in here. And then we'll see if we need to anchor things down a little bit more. All right, now you can see what I've done here is I've taken all of these strips, I've 4 up and down, 5 across. I've anchored them only on the edges. Everything else is loose here. Now, imagine that this is a page in a junk journal, and you're going through, and, oh, what if we use all of these are almost like tiny belly bands in here. And I was thinking, what could fit in there? You could put in, any kind of a tiny tag, but I'm going to put tickets in. I love using tickets, and I think they're almost always attractive and useful in a journal. And why is that? Because There's a little bit of journaling space on the back, not very much, but you could write down somebody's name, you know? You could write down, you know, a date, you know, Barney's birthday with the date and, you know, put a heart on it. You know, you could write down all kinds of just tiny little reminders, or maybe a little quote, a short quote, something that somebody important to you has said. You know, maybe it's gifts or gift ideas or things like that. But you can put all kinds of fun little writings on the backs of tickets. And some of these, there's actual tickets, there's ticket stamps. I made these. I mean, lots and lots of people make faux tickets. Tell me if you'd like to have us do a video on making tickets, because I make a lot of tickets and I think they're super fun. And this you just do with paper punches and folding. This is a string of them. Maybe let's take 3 off and kind of tuck that in there. That might be too much. I might need to go with the singletons, or maybe this goes in here. And let's tuck one more in here. This can actually tuck underneath there. So this, you can load this up with just as many different little delightful surprises as you're paging through your journal. What is this? Oh, okay. So as cute as this is, I started wondering what it would be like if I did one that was more neutral in its background. You know, we have kind of this neutral background with the book page and the gesso. And what if we did a trellis that was all book pagey as well? And I'm wondering if the little tickets and the little tuck-in things might stand out a little bit more if we did it that way. So I quickly made these up, and let's just try a different look. Shall we do that? I have a feeling you won't mind. You're an agreeable set of folks. I also ran across a piece of ribbon that sort of gave me that kind of trellisy sort of feel. I might see if I can work that in as well. There's that. And here's my 5 for the cross pieces. I'll try to come in a little bit, make them a little more uniform in size. Okay, over, under, over, under. Before I do that, do I want to put a little, this is the only scrap of this I have. This is an experiment. I think I'm just gonna put a little bead of my 3-in-1 glue down here and see how that works, because I think that's kind of unexpected. I have this little bit of ribbon was oops, didn't get any here. This was left over from some party centerpieces I worked on for a social event back in March. And kind of liking that. There we go. I hope that's tacked down enough because I do want this part tacked down. Put a little art glitter glue there. All right, that was a distraction. But back to the task at hand. I'm finding rather than gluing each side by side, I'm just going to come down and glue this right hand side down first. Under, over, under, and over. Yeah, this is looking a little more organized to me. I love all of the color in the other one, but it was bothering me a little bit that I feel like the tickets were getting a little bit lost. Okay, this went under, okay, over, under, over, under. So I'm hoping that the tickets, I just don't want them to visually disappear with all the busyness of the cross members here. I don't know how this is going to work, but it's there for now. Well, who am I kidding? If it's all glued down, it's going to stay there in whatever form this takes. But, and under, so this goes over, under, over, and under. Kind of pull that down a little bit. I'm sort of sticking with that formula of 4 across and 5 down. 4 strips across, 5 down. But it doesn't have to be that way. I think I'm responding a little more positively to this one. Not that I was really well, let's be honest, I was responding a little bit negatively to it when I started tucking those tickets in, because the tickets were just sort of disappearing. It was sweet, and but I just kind of wanted a little bit of a different aesthetic. All right, now let's look at our tickets, and we're going to try to pull out those that are perhaps a little more on the colorful side. And if I don't have any colorful tickets, maybe I need to make more. Those are all pretty neutral too. Here's my little ticket bin. A little more color in these two. These are very dark. There's one that's striped. There's one that's blue. That's from a digital. Here's a pinkish one. There's one with a little bit of gold. Oh, there's a red one. Okay. Let's get a few of those tucked in here. And we'll see if we respond positively. These are just like little mini belly bands. And it's up to you how many you want to tuck in there. It might be up to the glue that's already there too. All right, there we go. So that one is a whole different sort of look, because we have a lot more contrast just between the tickets and the infrastructure. I like this colorful one, but I'm going to have to do a little something different with the contrast with the tickets. Live and learn. I might even use this little bit of extra ribbon over here somewhere. There we go. I hope you have fun with this, guys. Thanks for watching. Bye.